Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I am your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We will also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 181 of my journey. It was at the beginning of the year this year when I've challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I've also challenged myself within this time frame to run 1,500 miles. Now, this is only my second year ever running. Within the first full year of running, I was able to run 1,002 miles, and I did that within 175 days out of the 365 days in 2020. So this year going for 365 days in a row, as well as 1,500 miles, is a 50% step up in the amount of miles I'm trying to obtain this year, as well as a 100% step up to the amount of days I'll be actually out there putting in the work, not to mention in a row. Also within this time frame, I've challenged myself to run two big races, one being a 50K trail race that was in Yankee Springs, Michigan on June 5th, was able to get that finished in 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. I'm officially an ultra runner, and I do have, was able to continue the streak even after that 31-mile race. And now we have the Detroit Free Press Marathon coming up. That is in October. Looking forward to that. Got the training going right now currently for that race. I'll be also running the 1 mile and the 5K the day before the actual Detroit Marathon to do the Motor City Challenge. So looking forward to these races. And I am kind of waiting, I think, until the end of July to really kind of start looking for the next big ultra race I'm going to be doing, which I think is going to be a 50-miler. That is going to be in 2022. I may do another 50K, though, with between, now and the 50-miler. I might throw a 50K in there as well to be part of the training regimen for the 50-miler. So other than that, I guess let's just kind of talk about miles. So for the day. Today, day 181. These last few days have been super humid, super hot. Yesterday it rained a little bit, but was still humid. Today it was supposed to kind of rain actually for these past past week. It was supposed to be raining like every day. It rained a couple days, but most of the days it's just been super humid. And even when it rained, like I said, it didn't really help out on the humidity. But today I was able to get out there for day 181. Was able to get out there today for day 181 and was able to put in 6.2 miles for the day. That 6.2 miles for the day put me at 15.1 miles for the week, and that put me at 140.8 miles for the month, which put me at 801 miles even for the year. Now let's real quick focus on these monthly miles. 140.8 miles for the month. Today is the last day of the month. Every single month, I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money, as well as I start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for that charity. For the first 5 months, we were able to raise money for 5 great charities. Now we're sitting here in the 6th month, and for the month of June, is in honor of Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. So we are raising money in honor of that for the Alzheimer's Association. If you'd like to make your donation to June's 100-mile challenge fundraiser in honor of the Alzheimer's Association, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story, as well as the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story, or my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, at the very top, it'll say donate on Facebook. You click on that, it'll open up the link where you were able to make your donations. All donations that get made to this fundraiser go directly to this charity. Facebook is taking 0% of your donations, guys. That is something I have to really completely continue to emphasize, because a lot of these charities will take a certain cut, or whatever the case is, or the third party raising money for the charities will take a cut out of that. In order to do so, Facebook has agreed not to do that. That's why we continue to do them through Facebook. That being said, though, I do know some people still may not be able to afford to donate. That is all right. If you'd still like to help out, the best thing you can do is just click that share button on this fundraiser. Let people put it on your page. Let people see it. The main thing we're trying to do, guys, is raise awareness for these for this fundraiser and for these charities and for these causes throughout these months. The best way to do that is just to put it on your page. Let people see it. Ask them to share it. Even if you're not, like I said, not able to make an actual donation, just sharing it really helps. And if you are able to make a donation, sharing it helps even more on top of your donation. So please, guys, just hit that share button. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't take too much out of your day just to hit it, click it, adds to your page, even add it to your story. That way it's not even on your page. It's only there for 24 hours and it disappears. The point is let's just try to get it shared, and let's try to raise as much money and awareness for Alzheimer's Association this month in June. Even though June is over, this fundraiser will still continue to go until July 7th. And that was when this fundraiser closes out. Now, tomorrow will be July 1st, and we'll be starting a new fundraiser in honor of July tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So, other than that, let's kind of quickly talk about another challenge that I have kind of started at the beginning of the year, kind of fell off of, but added back. That is a reading challenge as well as a word of a day challenge. I've been trying to really get back into reading at the beginning of the year with this running challenge. I challenged myself to try to read 30 minutes a day, fell off of that really quick, just focused on the running. Now I'm trying to still focus on the running, but really get back to working out my mind as well. I'm trying to expand my vocabulary and become a better speaker, and just a communicator in general. And in order to do that, I know I need to read more. Reading is something that has always challenged me because I'm not a good reader that can retain a lot of stuff. I'm a slow reader. It takes me a while to retain it and to even really, like I said, just get lots of stuff in my system, because I'm a person that kind of reads, and as I'm reading, I can read really fast, and I read the words, but I just don't comprehend them. I don't actually absorb them. I just kind of read, and I'll be 4 pages in and be like, what I just read? I don't even remember what I just read. I just read to read. So my thing is trying to really focus in and absorb the information I'm actually reading. So that being said, I am currently reading a book by Jordan Peterson called Beyond Order. It is the second book in his 12 Rules for Life series. I am still in the first rule. For the past 3 days, I was unable to read at the end of the night and get my 30 minutes in. I did get 30 minutes in. Got 30 minutes in this morning, actually. So, got a little bit farther in. I think I'm going to probably try to get even 30 minutes in again tonight. So I made up for some of these other days. I'm going to try to get into reading some more tonight and hopefully get through the first rule / chapter by tonight. Hopefully tomorrow morning I'll be starting rule 2. So that's how that is going. That book is a great book. I highly suggest it. I highly suggest the first one as well. But other than that, let's talk about the word of the day real quick. So the word of the day is hail, H-A-L-E. And the definition for that version of hail is free from defect, disease, or infirmity. Sound is another definition, retaining exceptional health and vigor. So right now, I'm hail with my running. So anyways, that is the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, hail. Now let's get into today's actual episode 181, guys. Let's get into it. So for today, if you've been following along, you would know that at the end of every single month, the last day, we do our month in review. So today, episode 181 is month in review, June. What is there to talk about June, guys? This month has been amazing. It's been a great month. Started off a little slow because I started my taper at the beginning of the month. I was doing, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 days, I only put 1.5 mile days in to get ready for the 5th day of June, in which I ran my first ever official 50K trail race, which was 31 miles. That was such a great and amazing feat. I've talked about it here on previous episodes, just the amount of emotions I went through just in that day of happy, sad, angry. If any emotion you've ever had in life, I can promise you I have had it in just that one day within that 7 hours being out there on the trail. I was happy. I felt high at points. I felt depressed. Every emotion I went through it. I'll tell you that right now. But so that was at the beginning of the month, and then even after that, I think for the first 4 or 5 days after the race, I kind of kept it slow, kept it easy with another more 1.5 mile day runs to keep the streak going. But after those, I think 4 days after the race, so I think on the 9th or 10th, I felt pretty good, and I was literally itching even after the race. I really wanted to just get back out there. I wasn't necessarily disappointed with my time, but after I got my time, I knew I was like, well, I could have done better. So like it was that kind of mentality of knowing that I wanted to do better and I could have done better, and now I have this bar to set. And it was like the next day I wanted to get back out there about another 31 miles, even though my body was like, nope, not gonna happen. So I was able to do the 1.5s for the 3 days after the 50K, and then kind of just got back into the groove of doing 5Ks minimum every day since. And that's kind of how I've really, besides obviously that first, one big day of 31 miles, a lot of my mileage came from after these 5Ks throughout this month of pumping out all 5Ks. Did a 10K, did a 15K. I did not do a half marathon, but I kind of counted that 50K race as my half marathon for the month of June. But every month I've done a half marathon, and so I was thinking about doing it today, but these last few days here in this month were really, really wicked hot and humid, like I said before, so was not able to get that actual 13.1 solo in, but like I said, I did get the reverse of that, of 31 miles in, so I can't complain. So yeah, June has been an amazing month, guys. 140.8 miles. Today I finished out with the was super hot and humid. Didn't even want to get out there for that 6.2, but I finished it out because I knew I really wanted to break that 140 mark. So the last 3 months, this is a month in review, but the last 3 months, I think I've been averaging 145 miles a month. So that's not bad at all either. That's a pretty good feat there. But yeah, so I averaged this month. I got the 140.8 to close out this month with miles. So I'm content with that as well. And just overall, this month I was able to finish strong. After doing the 50K and so many miles, about halfway through, I realized I was going to break the 100 mark, and then was asking myself maybe I should slow it down a little bit and try to just prepare for the next month, especially with it being so hot and humid. Maybe not put so many miles in. You got past the 100 mark, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't let it happen, so I had to really get out there and continue to really push myself. After I got past the 100 mark, I was thinking I was probably going to end around 125, but then, a few days ago, I was at, like 125, I think, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I can push it to 140. We'll see. And I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but coming in today, the last day, seeing I was only 6 miles out, and I was out there in mid-run at that turning point thinking, all right, I can turn here and go home, make it 3.5 miles. Or I could just keep going and keep pushing and make it to that 6.2 mark and cross the 140 miles for the month. That's what I decided on. I'm glad I did it. But like I said, this past month has been such a great eye-opening month in different ways. One, just, being able to push my body to those past those limits and push my body to do 31 miles, something that, a lot of people may have not thought was possible, especially with me and things like that. It's just this month has been a big, huge eye-opener, and like I said, just a huge roller coaster of emotions throughout the month. And I'm honestly so grateful for it. And another thing I've learned throughout this month is, this humidity. Man, last year I recognized it. I remember it. I think in August I actually fell off of my running because In mid-August, my one dog got sick before she passed in September, and it was kind of hard on me, and I just fell off my training last year. Part of it was probably, the dog, and part of it might have been just the heat getting to me every day and running. Not that I was running every day, but any day I was running, it was just so hot and unbearable that I don't know, maybe I just cut August out completely. But man, getting here into June and getting these last few days of this humidity, man, it's been definitely an eye opener, and especially only putting in these 6 and 3 miles and getting back, and some days getting back and literally feeling more exhausted and heated and overheated. Just suffering maybe from heat exhaustion in general, feeling worse from these smaller runs these past 4 days than I did from that 31-mile run, even though it was pretty hot that day as well. But there's more of a breeze, and I was just feeling better, and I don't know, maybe there's more shade. I don't know what it is, but this past week especially, man, this humidity has been a killer. And as much as I don't like it, as much as it sucks, I kind of do like it. I'm kind of grateful I get this kind of opportunity to get out there and push myself in this, because it is hard. It's super hard. It's technically not really fun when you're out there. It sucks. But being able to push myself past those limits, it only gives me more strength to go forward, because I'm trying to do this 50-miler and go beyond that even within the future, and try to maybe eventually do a 100-miler and keep pushing myself. And a lot of these big races I want to do are out of state, and they're in states like California where it's super hot and it's in the middle of the summer. So there's going to be races and stuff that, in order for me to be really truly prepared for, I'm going to have to really get out there and fight the heat and fight the humidity and try to acclimate to it as much as I possibly can. And as impossible as it seems sometimes, just this past week, as much as it sucked, I can tell, I can definitely, I could tell how hard it's been on my body, how much just the difference in heat will make on a run, just from the normal 3.5 5K that I can, or just the normal 5K I can do compared to one in this heat. I can tell how much water, how much lactate is building up. Like, I can just feel it so much more within the heat. And like I said, it's a good, really, really good training experience, because I get to now I get this under my belt. Now I'm going to try to really start focusing on fueling and hydration and all of this while out here in this heat, so that maybe when I come to running one of these big races in the near future or within the future sometime, I will be prepared. I will know how much I should hydrate and how much I should, how much fuel I should actually put in my body. So it's like, this is a perfect opportunity to kind of test these things out. But like I said, even just these past few days of doing these smaller runs, I can definitely tell it's a huge factor. Just this 10K and these 5Ks I put in these past few days, I honestly feel like they've almost exhausted me more when I got back than that 50K did. It is really getting to me. And like I said, I'm looking forward to it though. I know it's only going to get hotter here in July and in August, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll start getting a slight lower in temperatures here in September and October. But either way, it's a great thing to get out there and really work on, is my endurance within the humidity and within the heat. It's something I've always struggled with, and just like I said, this past month, I can already see the improvements from last year, from the year before, even when I wasn't running, just me going out into public in the summer. Like, I dread it. I hate heat. I hate the heat. I love the cold, because at least with the cold, I can continue to bundle up until I can get warm. If it is super hot and I'm naked and I got fans blowing on me and I'm just not cooling off fast enough, there's nothing you can do. So to me, overheating is a little bit worse than being cold, but I also do hate being cold, so I can't not say that. I'm a very cold person. I can get cold in the summer and start turning purple. So it is what it is. But So this month has been a great month, guys. It's been a great learning lesson overall in general. The 50K race was a great learning lesson. I've learned so much throughout that race, like I said. Things I can improve on for the next race. And it's just been a great overall month. I'm very happy with so far how the year in general has been going. And this month has been great too. Like I said, I fell off a little bit, I think, on these past 2 months for miles. I think March or April, I think I had 150. May, I think I had 145. And this month, I had 140. So we're slowly going down a little bit. But, I mean, these are big miles. I never used to put in. These are the most miles I've ever put in a month ever. So these 3 months in a row, putting in this many miles has been a big feat in itself for me. So, yeah, overall, June has been a great month, guys. If you guys can, please get out there and make your donation to the Alzheimer's Association. Other than that, guys, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I just want to talk about this month and how great it has been. Looking forward to the next month here in July. Got some challenges coming up actually here for that. The July challenge, I started a 7-Eleven challenge, hashtag 7-Eleven. We'll be breaking out the actual full details on that challenge on July 5th. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. For your daily discipline today, as always on these month in reviews, it is yourself to look back on this past month and look back at the things that you have accomplished. Where have you fell short? Where have you exceeded? And just kind of review this past month. What can you improve on, and what do you, what don't you need to improve on? What are the things that you really need to work on and not work on? So for your daily discipline today, it is to really look back on this past month and your accomplishments and what you have got done, and now to look forward and try to set goals for this month coming up here in July. So thank you so much for listening along to episode 181 of the Defining Discipline podcast, the month in review for June. I am your host, Scott. If you guys can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a share, and a follow on our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you guys have been following along and listening on. Thanks so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 182. We got a special episode in store for that. And then 183 and 184, don't have anything lined up for that yet, but I think I may pre-record those episodes, so I may not have mileage on them. I don't know yet. I don't want to get ahead of it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Just throwing it out there. But I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 182. Yet again, I am your host, Scott. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. Make sure you guys get your daily discipline done. Stay disciplined, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.